And we're live.
All right.
Let me pull up the comments on YouTube where we don't miss anybody.
Just dumping a can of sauce.
Okay.
You say your hellos.
Hello, Cynthia, Rachel, Silver Wings, Mysteries Revealed, Crystal, Cats Ruled, Bernie, Andy, only the cool kids are fashionably late. I guess. Well, did I say Rachel? Did I say hi to you? Let me get off Top Chat. We had discussed a time, but we have two different times. Jennifer Marie,
do you
Selena.
guys have daylight savings time in the States?
Yeah, Rosewater.
Yeah,
Christy.
well, okay, where I live, we don't. I'm like in a small little area, and we don't have it, so we never change our time. And I never know what time it is anywhere else other than here, because it's so confusing.
I didn't know. Tammy,
Yes.
Susan, Tammy, Sandy, Tina Marie, Razamataz, Misha, Kathy, Mary O. Hey, Pearls of Wisdom. Robin Renee. Denise, Tess, Tickle, Just Stephanie, Lip Gloss, Michelle Porter. What did she say? Where is Corrie from? I'll let her if she wants to tell. I thought, hey, Ash, love you. Mama Cat, thank you. Sasquatch, Krista Miranda. You love my name? Randu. Wheezy. Leisha, Van Gestures. Tammy, Fancy Face. Chickpeas, Stellar, and Chickpeas. That's great.
Hey, everybody. So far, so good. No one's being too mean. Thanks for that. Oh, and I live in BC, Canada.
Thank you, sweet wait. I love you. Mary O. Blanche Devereaux. See, I wish I'd picked the name. Pally. Hippie Peace. Pearls. Did I say hi already? Breaking the Silence. Allura. I saw Diana a while ago. Makeup by Mandy. Here for the shit show, Yabba. I got to give her wrench back.
Why did you take Yabba's wrench?
When we fight, we block and de-wrench each other.
You guys are bad. Hello, everyone saying hi. Aw, I feel so great. Thanks, you guys, for coming by.
Let me find her. Where? Think it would be easier to find you if you was in Green Yabba. Just saying. So, let me find it. Hey, Reedus. Where is Yabba? Dadgummit, Yabba, type again, please. Oh, there's my roaches. Teresa. Oi. I'm here, but in and out. Here's a hamburger for you all. Diane. Yeah, there she is. So I appreciate everyone for coming and being supportive. Hey! That's not true. I texted syrup. I texted you syrup, and you know why. Denise P., welcome to the nation, the best noodle nation on YouTube.
Aw.
Thank you, Pam.
Everyone's so proud of you.
Well, everybody has a story, and I think if we all learned each other's story, we might be a little bit easier on people.
Maybe, maybe not. We might just use it some more.
Or we have ammo to use against, you never, I mean, that's a lot
Yeah,
of times.
exactly.
Sofa King, you get to enter the giveaway, if you remember. We all deserve a voice. That's right. That's right. Lord knows I have a story. Well, Robin, Renee, if you ever want to come up and tell your story, we would love to hear it and listen.
Aww.
I really love you too, Caslin. Thank you. So where do you want to start, Corrie? Start at the beginning.
I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know how to go about this. First of all, Randy, I want to say to you that I apologize to you for hurting you. That wasn't my intention. It really wasn't. Of course, I don't want anyone to get cancer. Of course, I don't want anyone's kids to get cancer. Not your kids, not Wendy's kids, no kids. I said a year ago, I would never say that. I was so frustrated that I said it, and I'm not going to take it back. I just really was trying to make a point that everyone feels some kind of way in everything. It's not always just one-sided. That's was my whole point to that. And I'm sorry that you were hurt by that.
Thank you. I forgive you. I'm sorry. I'm sure I've said #Caslin. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sure I've said hurtful stuff too.
Well, I'm pretty sure we all have, because we wouldn't be here otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
We've all said something bad about somebody. I know that got them, that people won't forget, even though we do. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. So do you just want to go in about the Carla's panel the other day and start there, or?
Yeah, you could talk about what made you okay. How about you just talk about how 80s hairdo? Why don't you just go to a different chat?
Yeah, that's that's not even 80s hairdo. That's a troll.
That's what I figured. Thank you, Pearls of Wisdom. #Pearls of Wisdom. I appreciate that. Thank you. I tell you, and you got to pay a toll if you want to talk shit. Super chat me. 80s hairdo, you asshole. Okay, we'll start with what led up to you wanting to tell your story? Well, maybe that'll be easier if I ask. Talk about what happened on Carla's panel. I didn't see it. Some saw it, some didn't. And this isn't a dig at Carla in any way, y'all.
No, not at all. First I want to answer Mysteries
#Mario, thank you.
Question. Mysteries revealed, it depends on the person and the situation. Sometimes I do it in one quick hurtful punch, and other times I will drag it out for a year or two, depending on. Okay. Oh, look, my friend Susan, yay. Anyway, so Carla the other day was having a stream, and sometimes when I'm feeling a little impish, I stop by there because I don't know, she seems to think I have this huge problem with her when I only have a little tiny problem with her. So I stopped by and I threw something in the chat, and then of course she addressed me, and I believe it was Ms. Demeanor, who I don't even know. I've randomly heard of her here and there, but I don't know her. I don't know her at all. At all. So she wouldn't have known anything about me unless she's made a point to know it. Because I don't know her, and I don't know. I don't
Thank you, Stellar. #Stellar.
Often. I love it when you do that right into your mic. Anyways, so I said something, I don't know, and then this woman says to me, oh, there's that Corrie, blah 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 blah, same old shit.
Daddy.
She's been gone for a couple of weeks. We all know what that means, right? she's been in the loony bin or something to that effect. Something to do with I've been locked up in the psych ward, some shit, I don't know. And like, for me, because I have been, that calling people crazy stuff, calling people anything doesn't really offend me unless it's like a whole group of people you're insulting, like religiously or racially or whatever. But if you're just one-on-one calling someone a name, I don't really care. Call me crazy, call me loony, say I live in a freaking home. I don't like, I really don't care about all that stuff. That wasn't the point that it was directed at me specifically. It was just that she said it at all to anyone. Like, it's, I find that it's thrown around way too much. The whole get help, you don't agree with someone, you tell them get help, like all of that, because it's a real thing. And I know because I've been there. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, some people have mental issues that they can never control at all, not even with medication, not with anything. It's like something breaks in their brain, and it's not a laughing matter, really. And some people can control it with medication. Some people have to stay on medication for years and years and years. And some people, they can get over whatever the situation is. I don't know, with a little bump. Like, they're good for a year or two. I don't know. I don't know. So that was my issue with what she said, right? So then I went up there. I kind of wanted to talk about that. Instead, they made a big issue that I called her a bitch, which I'm not going to take back because she was being a bitch. Sorry. That's just how I see it. But to just throw out things like that, and like, I'm not like SJWing the situation, but what if I had been? What if I really was gone for 2 weeks? Because I was in there for 2 weeks. It's different in Canada than it is in the States. And I think in the States, it's like different in every state too. I'm not sure, but here it's provincially. There, I know that they do like a 72-hour hold or something like that. And then they let you go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like mostly like all the states, or is that?
I think so. As far as I know, yeah, it's mandatory 72 hours unless something happens in that 72 hours that gives them a right to keep you longer.
Okay. So here it's not 72 hours like it's until they decide. So if they decide that they want to take control of you, which is what they did with me, they took full control of me. So like, they gave me medications. I had to take them. I had to see a shrink. I had to do this. I had to do that, blah, 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 blah. And if I didn't, then I'd go back. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they keep you for as long as they think they need to. So they kept me for 2 weeks. I was in there for 2 weeks. Now, had I been someone else in there and not myself, and she said that to me, and I had just gotten back out of it or something, like, that could be very triggering for a person. Like, you don't just say things like that. Say, Corrie, oh, there's that Corrie, call me a fucking bitch. Do that instead, because I can take. Like, call me names all day long, every day. I don't understand why people make a big deal out of being names, but don't say shit to people that's so triggering. Do you, like, that's my problem. It really is. But anyway, I don't know if you want to talk about going crazy, because for me it was a psychosis. Like, I went into a psychosis. They blamed the fact that I smoked weed. They wouldn't take into consideration anything that I said to them about, like, it's so hard to explain because I don't like to talk about it because I had such a negative experience, and most people have a positive one. Not everybody, but most people have a positive one. Most people that talk about having mental health help, they've had, like, the meds really helped them, or their counselor really helped them, or just the fact that someone did care really helped them. But there are other people that it doesn't help. There was this one woman in there who's just in and out all the time. She's been in and out in there for a decade. And I actually got into an argument with my doctor over that. And I'm like, you aren't helping people. Like, she's constantly coming back all the time. She just decides she doesn't want to take her meds, has a big fit, and they drag her back in there. There was like, it was so hurtful to be there. And at the same time, I felt so comfortable, because the one thing about true crazy people is that they are not fake. They're the most realist of real people you can possibly imagine. And I just felt almost like not being at home, but like, and like, I know I am also just a little bit crazy. Like, I don't like taking the meds. I don't like all of that. Like, I know that. Like, and I know I'm over emotional, but I like to be that way. I like to feel my emotions. I don't like having them flattened or just taken away altogether. Because for me personally, and I don't know how other people are, but it makes me feel like I'm just suppressing the feelings, and that the longer they stay stuck, that one day they'll just come out in a like really bad way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
Yes.
okay,
Thank you,
so
Timothy.
rather than, for me, take the medications, I would prefer not to, and just like smoke weed or whatever. Like, that's works best for me. And being that they were blaming it on, they actually said that they're trained. My counselor told me that they're trained that smoking one joint a week is chronic use.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. That's so like, and I'm like trying to, and like, then first of all, when I was in there, like, I was crazy. I was not violent. I was not suicidal. I was not homicidal in any way, shape, or form. I just thought really fucked up shit, like Illuminati alien shit, right? My thinking was off. I thought that they wanted me to be the Secretary of State, like shit like that. I thought CNN was talking to me. Um, of CNN. Anyway, but like, this is the things that were happening to me, right? So my boyfriend finally got like worried. At first he was like mad, but then he finally got worried, because I had already went to people in my family, my best friends and stuff. I'd been going crazy for a long time. So he went to my family to tell them, like, we need to do something. So they called the police. The cops showed up. I opened the door and just started bawling and was like, yeah, okay, let's go. I'm not taking my electronics, because I was having an issue with electronics at the time. I thought everything was like talking to me. So they took me in, left me overnight. And then the next day my doctor came in, and he was just going to let me go, because I've had the same doctor forever and ever. And like, he knows I have some issues, but he couldn't imagine me going crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then my sister-in-law told him like a bunch of shit and showed him a bunch of shit, and he was like, yeah, no, I think you're gonna go to the hospital. So they got a doctor to come down, and like, and I live in a place where we don't have the best of any kind of professional help in any sense of that kind of thing, right? It's not a place you want to live unless you're an oil patch worker. So or a farmer or something. So they took me in, and the doctor that I had came and did her little evaluation, and I right away didn't like her. She just rubbed me the wrong way. And then I seen my brother and sister, and they hadn't closed the door, right? So I went out to talk to them, and I'm like not in the right mental state, right? Put her hands on me and pushed me back in the door. And right away I was like, no, I never again. Because she touched me, and I was pissed off because I wasn't doing anything, right? They like, I know I shouldn't have left the room, but I wasn't like psychotic. Well, I was psychotic, but I wasn't psychopathic. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, so they dragged me up, took me off to the hospital, and I'm in the hospital. And then I had a man there, which was good because I get along better with men in general, usually just do. So we had some good conversations or whatever. But then, and I'm just talking about doctors right now, and for me, then they put me on pills, whatever. They let me go. I was on pills that made me feel worse than I did before. These pills actually did make me feel like not like suicidal, but I just needed whatever it was that they were doing to me to just stop, no matter how I had to do it, right? And no one would listen to me. So this is where my bad experience is coming from. So I'm trying to talk to, so then I'm back, and I wasn't in my town in the hospital. So then I'm back in my town, and I got another female because I refused to see the other female. And there was only 2 doctors at the time. So I got given the other one, right? And she was this fucking idiot too. So, because I have this huge scar on my forehead, right? Not many people have this scar that I have on my forehead. So I was trying to explain to her about like online trolls and stuff one day, and I was showing her these pictures. Oh, right. So these pictures, I had these trolls anyway, and they had these pictures that they got. Somehow, I don't know how, I took some pictures. They were really, really bad. I deleted them, and that was that. And they wound up with them. I never sent them anywhere. I never posted them anywhere. I never put them anywhere. I don't know how they got them. They had them. They posted them online. So I was trying to explain to my shrink one day about these pictures. So I showed her a picture of me, my eyes, my blue eyes, my scar, my forehead, nothing else. That was the whole picture, right? She told me it wasn't me. So again, first of all, I'm on these pills that make me want to walk off a bridge just to make the feeling that they're making me have stop. Second of all, she's telling me pictures of me aren't me. So of course I don't really like her either. So I tried to get a family member again to come in and talk to her to let her know that these meds weren't helping. And she wasn't helping me either. She was like, listen to the fucking doctor. Do what the doctor says. And I'm like, no, it's not working. I'm still crazy and I feel worse. So finally they listened, put me on different pills, whatever, da da da. And I had to take them until they decided to release me. And these ones made me feel better. They helped me. They fixed my brain, but they made me physically just feel crappy. Like I didn't like them either. So what I did was, you're not supposed to do this, I weaned myself off of them after about a year. Waited for about 3 or 4 months to see if I lost my mind again, and then I went and fought the whole process, and I won because she looked dumb because she's telling me pictures of me weren't me, and she had to admit that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all that part was good, and I was done. I never lost my mind again. Everything was cool after that. But like, I've had all these little fights that I've been having. I already had in the Joy Sparkle situation, and there was one time where everyone was fighting about something, or I don't know, and this girl came on there, and she had been in the crazy house or something, and she said, could they had called it that, and she said, can you please not refer to it as that or whatever. She just kind of came out of nowhere, and she wasn't really into the whole drama part of it. She just didn't like Joy, right? Mm-hmm. So whoever had said it freaked out, called her a bunch of names or whatever, and like, I don't know, it was just bad just because she asked for it not to be called that. And she was, I don't know if she was in the thread, I don't know, I can't remember. But that's where it's just like, why can't people just think about other people? Like, everyone's went through something, everybody's had some kind of something in their life, and you're just using the worst of possible things to get at each other all the time. Like, I don't get that. Like, how do you say that to someone you've never spoken to in your life? Oh, you've been gone for a couple of weeks. Well, we know you've been in the loony bin. Like, why? Like, because I don't like the way you treat people, so I'm crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So, like,
Hashtag Mario. She said, please never wean yourself off meds, only under a doctor's care.
Yeah, don't take any of my advice. This is not advice. This is just a life story. Yes, thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ever do that. No, but I didn't have the best of doctors, and my doctor couldn't fight it, and he was sort of on my side but couldn't say it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was her controlling it, not him, like my practitioner or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, but like, then when I was in there, and this is the weird thing too, everyone was really religious. Really religious. I sat in there for 2 weeks and listened to Bible scripture get quoted nonstop by like 5 different people. It was really a like a weird thing. And I can't really explain it, but like it was to the point where we were all sitting around one night and I was like, God, can you guys just stop it? Stop it. All you're ever doing is talking about God. And the nurses had to come and tell us all to go to bed. But like there was a guy in there, and he was just there. Like he seemed totally normal. You'd be talking to him and have a whole conversation, play a game of cards with him, whatever. And then all of a sudden he'd be like, oh, I got to go up in my rocket ship, he'd say. And then like, yeah, he'd look up and then you'd be like, oh, okay. And then he'd like go back to normal. And then he'd always accuse him of stealing his glasses. He'd accuse him of stealing his truck because he used to be a trucker, I guess. I don't know. And he had been there for a really long time. And he wasn't on meds. They had tried meds and stuff, and this is something just broken in his brain. And I don't know if he ever got out or like I don't know any of that. But I don't know. I saw so many people like that. Like there was one lady they brought in one night and they left her in her room for like 3 days. Totally medicated. She wasn't allowed to come out for the first 3 days. And she was very well off. She looked like a little tiny Barbie doll. She was really cute and short, and she was about my age. And she looked like a Skipper doll, like because she was so small, but she had like these beautiful false eyelashes and beautiful blonde hair. And she was one of the religious ones. And she was like, I'm online all the time. And a lot of this does come from online stuff. And mine was partially online too. And she's like, I'm online all the time. And God tells me to give people money. And this woman literally would have $10,000 in her purse and walk around and see someone and just give them money. Like, and she would stand at her door swaying back and forth singing Amazing Grace for like hours on end. And she had the most beautiful voice. And I made like a little buddy in there too. And when we both came back to where we lived, she lived here too. And he said he ran into her and you would never know she was in the crazy house. Right? Like it's just, yeah. Anybody can wind up there. And
well, see, now I'm glad you said that because I wouldn't have thought that.
Right? It was, and she made me so mad. Like she was banging on the door the first night. They were actually really worried. She was banging, 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 and she wouldn't stop banging. And I was like standing outside her door going, if you don't shut up, you don't ever want to come out of that fucking room. And then finally I decided not to be mad about it. And I just started dancing instead because she was making like she was banging a beat. Dancing around. And I'm like, everyone's looking at me and I'm like to the little kid over there. I'm like, hey, come dance with me. And he's like, no. And then my doctor comes and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm dancing. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, can you medicate her or something? And he's just like, looks at me, like gives me the little evil eye. She's not my patient. And I'm like, okay, then. And like, yeah, they probably didn't want me in there long anyway, because I caused a lot of problems.
Oh, I can imagine. Welcome to the nation. Rate us rules. Thank you. Best nation on YouTube.
But you know, like I don't know, like I don't get the point of that. I don't go out of my way to try to offend people, and it seems like so many people do. And when I do, like I'm admitting it. I know what I say and what I don't say. I know my point behind it. I don't like it when people try and switch my words around to what my point is actually.
Welcome, bless this mess. Welcome to Noodle Nation.
Yeah. Oh, look at all your new noodles.
New noodles.
Do you have a noodle for your thing?
Yeah, there's a little bowl of noodles beside it.
Oh, is that what? See, I can't see anything.
They're
I look
tiny.
at them on my phone. But I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. Like, there's other things I'd like to talk about, but I don't know. There was a woman in there, and her mother had died of cancer, and she always thought she had cancer. And I'm not sure if she did or not, but she went in there and she's like positive she had cancer, and she was just walking around and everything was fine. Like, she was not fine but fine, you know what I mean? And she went one day to get, they had like hand lotion or sanitizer or something inside, because the nurses would talk to you for like 3 minutes a day, like each patient, and then spend the rest of their time behind plexiglass doing quote unquote paperwork. Like, that's how our days went pretty much. And we saw the doctor like once a week or twice a week or something like that, and that's like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had like inside their plexiglass, you could open the little door, the little sliding door, I don't know, where you went to get your meds. And she went to use the hand lotion or something one day, and they had been talking about somebody or something, but they'd let you do it, right? And then the nurse come out, a male nurse, and berated her in front of all of us, and she felt some kind of way about that. And she spent the next week and a half, because that was like a couple of days that I was there. I saw some really bad things too. A couple of days that I was there, and writing. She was gonna fight them for doing that to her. She was writing, she was writing, she was writing, she was fighting it. She was asking everybody to write a thing with her, and she had like papers like stacked high, just writing up her fight against this nurse for doing that to her. And like, it's a controlled system. She's not gonna win. She's crazy. Like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they allow you to fight things, but you're never gonna win it. Like, you can play something, I don't know. It's just it's so hard. It's hard because a lot of people think of anxiety and depression as mental health, and that's like the bottom line for some people, because that's all they ever experience or see. Like, do you know what I mean? And it
Mm-hmm.
goes so far beyond that. So far. Like, I don't know. And then I saw the worst thing. I was there. I think it was my second or third day, and there was it was like a total age range, and it was co-ed, and there was a little old man in there. And the first night I think I was in there, we watched a game together on the TV, and he seemed like, again, totally normal, like they, and you don't know, and it was breakfast time, and he was trying to eat and he couldn't lift his
Thank you,
food.
Hopi.
And I hadn't been in there long, but it seemed like he was totally able to, like, he had movement, he was fine. Like, and they hadn't noticed this. So they were sitting there trying to kind of like feed him for a minute, and then they got up and walked away from him, and he couldn't do it. Like, he couldn't function, and he was functioning the day before. And they weren't trying to help him, nothing, like nothing. And fucking he got up to go, I don't know where, and he fell right over on the floor and peed himself. And they just stood there and looked at him. And I'm like, what in the fuck is the matter with all of you? There's 15 of you just standing there looking at him. Fucking do something. So finally they did something. Like, yeah, even in a crazy state, I'll say anything to anybody. So they did. Here, this man had had a stroke. And they took him away for a few days. We didn't know if he died. Like, we didn't know if he broke his leg in the fall. We didn't know anything. So here, that kind of a situation, and then you have all these crazy people, not like, it's, oh my god. But he did wind up coming back. He came back. He had a stroke. They left him in his room. He was in his room. And a volunteer sat with him the whole time. She sat there. She was there for hours. She came in for her volunteer time and she sat with him. Nurses, no. They had too much paperwork to do. And there was another little old guy. He didn't want to be there. He was like really old, like, I don't know, 80, something like that. And he had just lost his mind. Like his mind was just gone. And his family dropped him off, but he didn't want to be there. So he would shuffle because you could go around like the whole area in a hallway kind of, and you'd wind up in the living sitting room area, and then you'd go back down and you'd go down all the rooms, and there'd be another little sitting area, and then back up past the secretary part or whatever. He would shuffle around and around and around, and finally when no one was looking, he'd try and go out the back door, which of course had an alarm on it. Like, his whole goal, he could barely talk or anything, but he was fucking leaving. He was so cute, but it's just like, I don't know, if you've never been in a situation like that, you've never visited a mental health ward, you don't know what you're talking about, don't just throw stuff like that at people. You don't know, you could be triggering them to like go back. Like, it's not a laughing matter. It's not something to be used as an insult. It's the same as using a racial slur or a sexual slur. Like, that's not necessary. Those things aren't necessary. Call someone a bitch. It's easier. Nobody gets so offended. You might be offended for 5 minutes, but like, you'll get over it. And if you don't, well, then you don't need to be here.
Thank you, Sugar Bear. Well, I'll say this about, you know, how you said the workers were standing around. I do think that they have to probably get desensitized to it, you know.
What's
to a lot of things.
Where make sure, Denise, is that what?
Huh?
Make sure you ask her if she was triggered and hurt when people mentioned to her about being in a ward, then why would she insult people with her children's deaths, knowing it would hurt them? Is that directed at me, Denise P? Because you know that has happened to me, myself, 2 times now. Right? 2 different communities. Right, Denise?
Well, okay. I'll.
No, Sarah Elizabeth. No, I wasn't in a psychosis last night. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny when anyone does it. That was the fucking point. I don't think it's funny. Do you think it's funny? Would you like it if someone fucking asked or called you a murderer if your husband died of cancer? Answer me. I get that Whitty has been a bitch, but way back when, everyone was mean. Everybody.
I think that
and the people that are the most upset about it are the ones who sat by while Katie did things like Drake, children dying, and blah 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 blah, yada yada. I could go on. I'm not going to because I don't want to involve Katie in it, but they can like kiss my ass on those situations, right? You sat right there, and I have people ask me stuff in this chat when they know what those women sat through and condoned.
No, I think that I think what people miss that Corrie is doing, and I'm not
too, Desiree.
And I'm not condoning, or it's not for me to condone, but I'm not backing her behavior. But I think what she does is she gives back what she sees, and people don't like that.
And people don't like to be treated the way they treat people. That's what it is. And I don't do it right off the bat. I try and reason with people first. I try and talk to you. That's why I was so frustrated. I was trying to talk to you about it. I was trying to talk to you about my own thing, and you were not getting it, Randy. And then I was trying to talk to you about that, and you were not getting it. All you were was like, I love Stewie. Well, yeah, Stewie's great. Sometimes he's a little prick. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, I was trying to have a conversation being like, I got really, really hurt in that situation so fucking badly. And you just weren't picking it up. You weren't. You wouldn't listen to me. I was trying.
And in my defense, I was at work and I really,
know you've said that. I know.
Yeah, I really wasn't.
And you know what? I appreciate that you actually tried to help me. I know it didn't turn out the way you probably thought it was going to, but I appreciate that. I do. Because I have talked to other people before you who just keep, like,
when I hear others hurt,
I know you always try and fix it.
Yeah. Thank you, April May. Appreciate you. It's always hard to understand text. That's why I'm a phone talker.
Harley chick, no, she didn't. She didn't. It was a joke. That's her sense of humor. It's her husband. If she wants to joke about her husband, that's up to her.
Oh no, Harley chick. She didn't admit to killing him.
She did not kill her husband.
He
said she was such a pain in the ass that he probably wanted to leave this world because that's the way she copes with it.
Listen, there's nothing. Listen, the only thing that could be more painful than burying a parent, a husband, is burying a child. That's it. And
yes.
So I don't take that from Whitty. I don't like Whitty, but
I know.
I did enjoy her videos with her husband. But
no, I was laughing at Wendy Canapton. Wendy and her trying to flip everything around when she knows she's full of shit is what I was laughing at. I wasn't laughing at cancer. I was laughing at all these people not taking the whole fucking, what do you guys call that concept? The whole concept. The entire concept of it. You didn't take the video of me freaking out on Randy and put it with that title. I said it to Randy, as right. Randy has stated herself.
Yes.
It was between me and her. And then I did say, hey, if you think it's funny to call Whitty a murderer, well, maybe I mean you too. I did say that. I'm admitting it. And I'm sorry in the sense that people want to take it wrong. But I mean, now you're listening. Of course, it's Corrie's fault and not any of yours because you've all done it too. But hey, that's okay. I'll take it.
Well, hold on, but we're not here. Okay, the thing is we are here to hear Corrie's story, and maybe this, I don't know that.
Misfed Jenny, fuck you. I don't like you. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't think that, there's a lot of feelings that will never be mended on here.
I know, Diane. I never said she did. But she did call me FOD, and she's still fucking lying about that.
Well, I think she was saying, are you? I don't know that she called you that. I think
she did. She said, are you FOD? Now, who else would say that to me? Anyone? Do I seem like FOD to anybody here? No. She said that out of spite, and it pissed me off. And then she said she didn't say it, and that pissed me off even more.
IBL, I think you're right. I think IBL just nailed it. She said, I think a lot of people have been hurt and they just want it to be acknowledged. I agree with that. But I honestly, I think if we all sit back and realize we have all hurt people on here in some way or another. Sometimes we do it unintentionally. Sometimes we absolutely do it intentionally. That's just what we do. We hurt. And I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think also Corrie is somebody, thank you so much, Helen, I love you. Corrie is somebody, in my opinion, that's going to get you before you get her. Thank you, Hopi. Thank you for coming in. And am I wrong? If I'm wrong, you can say, no, you're wrong.
No, Corrie is someone who's going to get you back. if you get her. That's Corrie. Not before. Not before. But if you fuck with Corrie, you're going to be sorry.
But you have to, but do you think, but okay, we can say this too. A lot of times we bring our past pain on here, and we do take it out on others. Just like,
No, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Like when you said, I didn't know that this happened to you. And why did I assume that you did know? I don't know why I assumed that you did. But I think that's something um that a lot of us do. Like, we assume that people know what we're going through or what we've been through when they don't know.
Well, that's true. And that's part of my problem too, because all these people are judging me on things that they didn't know about too, right? They knew nothing.
I love you too, Tammy.
And they went on and on and on about a whole bunch of stuff. They didn't even know what happened. And I'm like fed up, like, quite frankly. And to answer everyone's questions about why I am the way I am, it's because I hate this shit. I hate the drama. I hate it. Like, sorry, I don't find it fun. Sorry, that breaks a lot of your hearts. I don't like the drama part of it. I wish people just could come here, be themselves, have conversations about their lives without being drugged for it. I hate that part.
Well, I think a lot of us are afraid to tell about our lives because
yeah.
I do hope you find picking your battles is a much better way to afford you more peace. Stellar's always so wise.
I have my battles, and people try to screw that up. It's racism in children.
Yeah, they do. They use it as ammo. You know, that's the one thing that kills me. It breaks my soul when I see somebody use the loss of someone to hurt someone else. That's what I like I said, if I have ever called Weedy Spider, I haven't done it on purpose. I may have done it not even realizing what it meant. Not that I like her, but I know that she didn't kill her husband. I'm not going to insinuate.
Well, yeah, and I know, and I get that people don't like her, and I get why people don't. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, you know, that's not cool. It's just not.
But I did used to like her, you know, but.
Well, I still think she's funny. I just wish that, people could just get over that too and let her be funny instead of always. Because, like, I was watching Twitter today and someone's like, who was it? Oh, it was Mel. She's like, you guys let Stalker Mary in there, and like, look at, like, I hate to say this about stuff, but like, maybe I'm crazy, but did I lose it over some greasy motherfucker live? Like Lucy? But those people are really cool. And Uni and Witty are the crazy ones, and me. Like, I don't get that. Sorry.
No, well, I don't want to be around Uni, and this is why.
I know, and I get why everybody feels
that no, way. And it's not even for the reasons that she would think. It's no, not that, Mel. It's simply because of some of the things that she said about other people, and it's
I know, she did it to me. Like, she was horrible for a long time, and she finally gets that doesn't work out for her. And I think she's trying, but then occasionally I see her, her do the same thing in her own community, but she's trying. That's like, you got to give her that kind of
I do give her that. I think that she, if she has found her tribe, then that's who she, just stay with your, but she talked about me the other day, and I'm just like, really? Because I don't talk about Uni. That's why I kicked her out of the chat. I don't bother her. I don't go to her chat. I just don't. I like that she was here to support you. I just don't want to see her in my chat because she just was talking shit about me when she doesn't know the story. She wasn't here, and that's that. But do
you not want to talk about what she was talking about?
Well, she's like, I don't like Randy simply because of the lie that she told. Well, come on,
what?
Uni. You want to be the pot or the kettle, Unitonica? Which one is it?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not okay either.
Yeah. So,
Sorry, Uni, but Uni knows that I'll just tell her what I think. Like everyone keeps telling you guys, and you guys keep doing it too. Well, no, it's not really you guys. It's the other side in the true crime part where they're like, yeah, we tell Brian that we don't like everything. So you have him up on panel, you condone it. He told Wendy she was a great woman. She ran right over there. Like, it's just like, ew. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that because I got distracted by the fact that I really don't like Brian. Um
mm,
I was going somewhere with that though. Oh, the whole other side where they're all about, no, it wasn't forgiveness, it was something else. But it's the same thing. It's like all of this, the whole entire community is so hypocritical. It's just like, seriously, you're mad about that when you did this last week, and I can literally do it to like almost everybody. Like, stick to your guns. I don't, even if it's your friend, stick to your guns. Oh, that's what I was saying. People do tell Uni and Witty that when they're doing wrongs, their friends do tell them that, and then they're still their friends. Same with you guys. Same with the true crime community, where everyone's like, no one says nothing to John. Well, I'm sure someone said something to John, just like they say they tell Brian. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and people are glommed together. Like now, Kit Kat's mad because why? Because I defended Witty and you defended me, so she has to be mad. Like, it's not even about her. And I get it. I'm sorry, Kit Kat. I get it because I've been in that kind of a situation too. Not a court case,
I agree.
but
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
it's, and what Witty said about her was awful. What that she things she said was awful. But you have to remember that they said these same things about Unitonica, and I get that they don't believe anything she says. But I mean, really, do you have to question certain things? Just leave it. Then nobody gets to be upset. Like, do you know what I mean? Be mad about the things she's actually doing that you can prove. Be mad about this lie. Be mad about that lie. Be mad she called you this. Be mad. Don't be like, I don't think she was pregnant. I don't think, like, be mad that she took Mother's Day to fucking whine. Not, I shouldn't say whine about it. Sorry, Uni, if you're watching. Be mad she took Mother's Day to announce something like that. Be mad about that. Okay. But don't question it. Don't drag it. Don't drag her through the mud. Don't, like, it's not nice. If it's not nice to Kit Kat, it's not nice to Uni. Same with, if it's not nice to you, it's not nice to Witty. It's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice when I do it, so it's not nice when you guys do it.
Well, and don't you think I've admitted that I'm hypocritical, so
I know. I try really hard not to be, but like it's hard,
well, I think
especially around here.
that's definitely human. It's definitely human. And I think that so can you tell us more about yourself? What makes you happy? That's a good question. What makes you happy?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. I don't know. I like gardening and nature and being outside in the river and like normal girl stuff. That makes me happy. I like playing video games. I play more video games than I watch crap on. I like Netflix. I don't know. I'm old and I'm sore. I don't do a lot anymore. You
Same.
know,
Same.
I hang out with my guy when he's at home, and when he's not home, I hang out. Same as everybody, I guess. I don't have a huge social life because when I did go crazy, I told everyone what I thought about them and was disowned, which is fine. I don't mind because the weird thing about it is because I had, and I know that people wanted me to talk about my life, and I don't want to talk about my life, but I had a really long, hard life
Mm-hmm.
from the get go. And that contributed to me going crazy. But now I don't know where I was going with this. Something to do with. It was just long and hard and tiring. And I still always try to make the best of it. And I still do. Like, that's all I can do. I do have some anger issues. When I see people getting picked on that can't fight back, it makes me angry. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. That's my whole thing. Like, and the same with the mental health thing too. Like, I'm going to touch on all of this. I would never bug some people that get bugged around here. I would never bug Rebecca. I would never bug even Embry. I don't bother Embry. I would never bug there's a few people around here where I just wouldn't go with that. That's why I don't drag Penny too much. They think there's some people here where I don't like. I wouldn't. But that's why I didn't jump on the Trisha train. Like, there's people here I wouldn't do that to. Tammy is one of them. And another thing I'm going to say, and I'm not going to mention a name, but you're going to know who I'm talking about, is I don't like when one person who has a mental health problem drags the fuck out of someone else who does. Just because one chooses to be medicated and the other one doesn't mean she has any less of a problem, and you're not contributing to her mental health well-being while you're doing stuff like that. And if you're going to do something like that when you have a mental health problem of your own, maybe you should get your meds checked, since people like to say that to me all the time. That's how I feel about that kind of thing. That's me.
Well, I get that, but sometimes I don't know. I know you're right now. I know you're talking about, I love her. And I know that she's very hurt right now, I think, or mad at me for,
having me here. I know.
But, and I hope she's not, and I hope she can understand. I think the person that, and I get what you're saying about Tammy, but listen, I will say this for Shannon. This is what I'm going to say. And I'm sure that Tammy watches this, and I'll get a video because she's made several about me. And I try not to poke Tammy too much. But this is the thing. She did poke at Shannon, poke a lot before Shannon finally, because listen.
Oh, I can't agree with that. I can't.
But you listen, but
it was the other way around.
It wasn't, though.
I don't feel that way.
No. It was what month in 2018?
But she mentions her often in her streams because she's part of the Fell Fam stuff. And she mentions Tammy all the time, whether it's actually a parody or about Tammy or whatever. Prior to Tammy realizing those parodies existed, if that's what really happened, she does mention Tammy often, all the time. She did talk about her family. She did talk about her son. She did do all of those things that Tammy did back.
Well, no. This was the thing is we were having.
I know, like Tammy says horrible shit because again,
And yeah, well, but let me say, when Shannon made the parody, I know that Tammy's never going to believe this, and that's Tammy's fault. That wasn't to be cruel. That she had watched Tammy day in and day out. We all was watching, and she done a parody. She's done parodies on several people. And when somebody sent Tammy the link, that's when Tammy found out who Shannon was. I don't even know that she knew that Shannon existed.
I think you're right, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do. I think you're right. And then she did what everybody else does, what Kit Kat's doing right now, what I did with Stewie, is she just got mad at everybody who took Shannon's side.
Yeah.
Too. Like, we all do it.
Well, we do. We all do that. But then that she would find out little snippets about Shannon's life and just poke. And, yeah, Tammy chooses to not do. Listen, I don't know how. I'm not. Well, Boston girl, I shouldn't say we all. I shouldn't speak for everybody. But Marsha White, Sharky, welcome to the nation. But we do all stand up for friends. I do. I will say, I think Shannon took a whole hell of a lot before she finally really just snapped.
But
and
she
now
should keep ignoring her because
she is
not.
ignoring
like
her.
I checked her Twitter today. It's all like oh, it's so easy to trigger her. This is so much fun. Blah 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 blah. Like I don't get the fun. I don't get
But
it.
listen, I think that Shannon's handling it a hell of a lot better than I would. If
Well,
because
maybe, but just I don't know. I just wouldn't pay it. It's just me though. I don't.
welcome, Sophie
Jessica made
King.
how many videos about me? I didn't acknowledge one of them because I didn't see any of them.
I stand with Shannon, Queenie. Queenie, I do, because I think that
Okay, you guys have to understand something. And I I DM'd Wendy all this today because she tried to switch things around. Shannon did it to me first. Shannon and Morgan did it to me first. Together, they gangbanged me, and I did it back because they did it to me first. And I said the whole title was I can do it too. Because if you want to hurt me like that with something like that, I can do it too. If you don't want to feel that way, don't do it to people. That's the whole reason I'm up here right now.
yeah. Well, because I don't know how
You've been
much
making fun of me losing my kid in a beating, Morgan, for how long now? You and Shannon both did. I said to her, Shannon specifically, one day I'll tell you what it feels like to have a baby beat out of you at 4 months pregnant. And she continued to be an asshole, just like you did, Morgan. All because I said don't raise some trolls. All of this was over Jessica lying about me, right?
And I think maybe, do people know that she lied about you and made up screenshots?
They don't care. I have been screaming it from the rooftops, and nobody cares what my side of the story is. They just want to pick these couple little things that I said because I'm fucking pushed to my limits and run with it. They don't care the reason behind it. They don't care the context. They don't want to fucking hear my side of the story. They don't care. And I don't care about them either. So it's fine, you know?
I get you, mysteries revealed. I do. Corey, I heard you. Moo is a sick fuck. Right. Corey, I mean, not Corey. This Jessica made.
Thank you, Kristen Miranda. I know you did. I know, and it's not everybody. It's like shit people. I have people that know. I have people that heard. I have people who have left me wonderful fucking messages, and I appreciate it, and I love them all, and they know it.
Yes, Courtney. Yes. I think terrible things about. Are you standing by the shipmate that said terrible things about? Julie Brown, I don't know who you're talking about. But no. Well, Morgan, listen, I don't know what happened with you and Morgan. And Morgan, I'd be more than willing to give you a link to come up.
Morgan, I tried to talk to you about it many, many, many times, and you just don't care. So I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care what your opinion is on me. It's always just, you're another one. You twist everything. You want it to be your way, but it just isn't. Sorry, hon.
Well, I think, colleague, and I don't want to, how do I say this? Okay, there's something that, here, I'll put the link in here. And people can agree or disagree. I don't know, but here's okay.
Marsha, I know I've been hurting you. I know that.
I have 3 kids.
No, I didn't, Morgan.
Morgan, there.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Morgan, there. Please take that link and maybe y'all can talk about it. That would be. But
I'm gonna go because my supper is gonna. I have to go. And I don't really want to talk to Morgan. I have no use for Morgan. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But you have a good stream. Thank you for doing this, Randy. And
You're welcome.
I will talk to you soon. And I'm sorry people are mad at you. I hope they can get over it.
Listen, if they really love me, then they love me. So that's just
true. That's true. I love you, and I do. I love you. Sometimes you piss me off, but I love you. I hope you know that.
Oh, wait, somebody's up here. Let's see. Sometimes I do know that. Sometimes I don't.
I know I'm hard. I know I'm hard. Oh gosh.
What
Okay,
in
I'm
the
skipping
world?
out.
Full on dramas up here?
Yeah.
And they left.
Okay.
That was
Maddie?
weird.
Yeah,
That,
I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later.
okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I think she's leaving because explain to Morgan you owe her that. I know that she's made videos. I don't know what happened. Um Here's what I do. This is what I was going to say before she got down. Um I have lost, okay, when, all right. My youngest, Timber, was twins. Yeah, I don't know what happened, Nikki. And anyway, Timber was twins and I lost one. So yeah, I was devastated. We were devastated. It was very painful. And I have, but I would, this is what I was going to say with her up here. I do think um losing a child that you, I don't know. I know my nanny lost 2 children, and this was the real full on drama account. Anyway, my nanny lost 2 kids, and oh, it's okay. I mean, it really, but it does change you. But to lose a child that you, I don't know, that I can't imagine losing one of my kids. I just can't, and I think it does change you. And yeah, no, it was full on drama, Republican Ash. And the reason I know is because I checked the account. So anyway, so no, actually she left before I could get to the apologies. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, and that's okay too. It is what it is. I can't listen if someone doesn't want to. It hurt me for Shannon too. If someone doesn't want to apologize, there you go, Captain. Thank you. I could not say, I don't know how to say it. You know, um yeah, and I think, my nanny lost a son, which I have a video of it when he was 9. And yeah, we've all been through shit. And what I wanted to hear, like, what led up to it and this and that. But that's all right. It's maybe sometimes we don't tell everything in public because, well, we don't want to use it against us. Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't. And that's why, I have to stick with the people. I'm sorry we all been through shit. I support you on it. Thank you. Thank you for knowing my heart. Thank you for the people that are being supportive. Because I really appreciate that. I don't think Boop, I don't think that she used that as an excuse at all. I think what she was saying is, what if she had really been, yes, Joanne Born to Sparkle, you are blocked. I cannot see you. Um, what if she really had been in those 2 weeks gone? If it had been somebody that had been in a mental hospital. It's okay, P Day. I love you so much. I love your face off. No, Maui, I can't either. Oh my gosh, no. Maybe Michelle Porter. Riley, I try. I try. I do try. I'll turn my cam back on. but I can't see me on the monitor. That's why I turned it off. A lot of sick things get said, and she apologized for something that said, well, I forgot what she said she wouldn't take back, but she did apologize. She did. But here's the thing. It's kind of like, and I'm going to, KDB, welcome to the Noodle Nation. Thank you. And do you want to come up tonight, Katie? Republican Ash. Look, listen. This is like being in somebody's stream. We can be in stream, and should we always hold the people in the stream accountable for what the streamer is saying? No. We can't. We just can't. I don't know what happened with her and Morgan. I would have liked to have seen Morgan come up. Is getting in my business. Well, I know Republican Ash, but what I'm saying is Sofa King, don't hold her responsible because I don't know what happened there. You shouldn't, but it happens all the time. Stephanie Green, I agree. So I'm going to be snarky. I get it. Oh, I know. That's why. And I forgot I was on camera while I was vaping too. See? Well, you love who you love, Republican Ash. You love who you love. So I'd smack a child in front of me and see me become completely unchained, forget my religious upbringing, forget me being a grandmother, a mother, wife. You will see evil. Everyone has a line. Amen. Did you read my previous comment for you? Show you my support tonight because I like you too. Well, thank you, Joanne. I didn't say that comment, but I like you too. Always have. You've always been nice to me. Baby woke up. Bye, everyone. Bye. You're so beautiful. Thank you, Pearls of Wisdom. I was just asking her about the Peep Show she watched. That's all. I heard about the Peep Show. I don't know anything about it. Yes. Maui. Love it. Love you too, Republican Ash. What happened? I had to eat dinner. What'd you eat? Does anybody else want to come up, or should I shut it down? Is it a vape, just a cigarette in a box? No, Cuttlefish. It's completely different. I think, pot roast sounds good. Someone showed their weenie last night, but it's not anybody I associate with, so I don't think we should talk about it. Sin grace, especially the individual confesses to not being well. Yeah. Cynthia. Okay, Katie B. There's the link. Let me put it in there again. I didn't say that. There you go, Katie B. Did I miss the part where she talked about how she is managing her mental issues? No, because I was going to ask so many questions and I didn't get to, but it's all right. She's talked about it, and now Hold on, I'm trying to explain something on Twitter. You got my interest peaked now. Who pulled their pants down to show? Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have said nothing. It's somebody. They're in a different community. Vaping is like smoking a dessert without the calories. Yes, the glazed donut. That's exactly. Someone type in the chat who showed their willy. Yes. KDB, feel free to grab the link. I do think that Corrie just hurts people because she thinks she's doing the things right. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, look, it's a wild rare Randy spotted at last. Love you to bits, Randy. I love you too, Little North chick. Hashtag Little North. Republican Ash, can you tell them who showed their willy? I don't even know who it was. Their name. On UK stuff, it always does that. Republican Ash knows. That's why I asked. Helen Keller shows it. And it's small. I don't want to talk about that. Let's see who's here. Oh, it's Republican Ash.
What's up?
Hey, Republican Ash.
Hi, hon. Why
Nothing.
do you keep saying people? Why do you keep saying people are mad at you? Nobody's mad at you, Randy.
Oh no, there's a lot of people that's upset with me.
Why?
Because I gave Corrie a platform.
Oh, you just had a crazy girl on your panel. It's okay. It's your business. You have a good heart, and that's you. I still love you.
Thank you. Well, people that love me will love me no matter what.
Exactly. They know who you are. So don't even worry about it. Look at me. I got a lot of haters. I don't give a shit. And kiss my Republican ass.
Republican. You've come a long way. Desiree, thank you so much. Good night. Thank you, Rachel.
I mean, I know it's kind of weird position. Like you're like, you want to be nice, but then you don't know if you should let her on because you're afraid of your friends are going to be mad. I get it. I totally get it. I was in that position. I'm kind of in that position,
Yeah, I feel like everybody should have a voice. I feel like we should give a voice, and if we can, we can. If it's, I wouldn't have got subscribers if people didn't give maybe me a platform. Yeah, I believe that, Courtney. Transparency is good. That's right,
Who's Ramen Noodle?
I don't know who that is, but I like their name. Oh, and I think that is my favorite kind of noodles too.
Oh, nice. Oh, thank you, Sugar.
Bye, hello, Starlight. Thank you for stopping in. Ramen noodle. Yes, please bring the noodles. How rude to call her crazy. Oh,
is Maria mad at me?
I don't think so.
She said, "Oh my God, really? Why put Rep Ash in that position?" Just saying.
I think she was talking to Sofa King.
Oh, Marianne. Watch Marianne. I love Marianne. I swear, I love her. If anybody hates her, you're fucking missing out. That girl's really sweet and very nice.
Aries, I know, but I wanted to hear her story, and I think maybe others could benefit. I thought maybe others could benefit from her story. So that's all I'm going to say. That's it. Maybe somebody took something away from it tonight, and that's a good thing.
I do want to say something. I know this bitch is gonna make a video of me, but I don't give a shit. Go fuck yourself, Corrie. Sorry. I'm sorry, Randy. I'm pissed.
Hi, Katie B. Welcome.
Hello.
Go ahead,
Republic. Hello. I like your dog.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So I made a comment the other day about 2 weeks ago, and it had nothing to do. Um, so it had nothing to do with Shut up, crazy king. Um, it had nothing to do with Corrie, and Corrie messaged me on Instagram and started lecturing me, and then she makes a little video. Are you trying to make trouble on purpose? Are you trying to? And then she comes in my live and starts laughing like a fucking maniac. Listen, I understand this girl has mental issues, but you don't see me using my disability as an excuse, okay? So that bullshit, no, sorry. And I'm right. I know I'm right. This is not a fucking opinion.
She did. Look, I mean, listen. She would definitely give you her opinion, so you're welcome to your opinion. I'm not going to silence anyone.
It's not an
But no,
opinion.
nobody.
It's a fact.
The R word doesn't go down here, Krista Miranda. I don't let
I didn't
anybody.
say that R word.
Oh, I don't know.
Right
I
now?
was no. I was reading the chat. IBF, I don't disagree with that. There's no excuse for a lot of the stuff that she said. I'm not giving any excuses for anything that Corrie has ever said. I will not do that. But she knows that. And so, I respect that I respect anybody that's willing to talk out.
I mean, my friends are annoyed by her. I'm annoyed by her, It's like, this girl knows what she's doing, what's right and what's wrong. Just like I know what's right and what's wrong. But, if people want to give her a pass, that's fine. I ain't going to give her a fucking pass. Hell no. I don't expect people to give me a pass. Yeah, I did call her the R word. I did. Are you sure damn right I did? I sure damn right. At least I don't say, oh, I wish cancer on kids. Get the fuck out of here. Randy, you have a good day. I love you. I'm not mad at you. Okay, doll?
Okay. Have a great afternoon.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Hey, Katie, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome.
This is my very first time ever speaking on any panel ever.
Oh.
So if I sound nervous, I probably am.
Well, the first time's always scary. So it's going to be all right. I'll help you through it.
Well, I just wanted to say about the mental health, how there's a lot of stigma behind it. And I know a lot of people are afraid to speak out because of how they are judged when it happens. And for me, I had been fine. I've always had anxiety my whole life, but it wasn't a big deal. I didn't even really need medication, just could deal with it. I have 2 boys, and I got pregnant with my third, and it was a really hard pregnancy. I went to my normal OB appointment at 32 weeks, and she said, you need to go to the hospital right now. And I said, okay. And she didn't say anything to me, so I went. And once we were there, they still didn't really tell me the gravity of the situation, but I got the fact that it was probably pretty serious. Sorry.
It's okay.
And they immediately started me on meds and all this stuff. And she said, we have to deliver him right now. You have severe preeclampsia and you have HELLP syndrome. And she said, you both will be dead within 2 hours if I don't deliver this baby. And so did that. I had him. He was okay. It ended up to be a little bit of a blessing in disguise because he had the cord around his neck twice and a true knot in his cord, which means his cord was actually tied in a knot. And had I not had him early, he probably would have been a stillbirth because they call those cord accidents. And she said 85% of those end in stillbirths, and you don't see them on the ultrasound. They're just unpredictable. They just happen. And for that, he went to the NICU, of course, because he was so little. I didn't get to see him until 4 days later because I was so sick. The preeclampsia caused swelling in my brain, which caused a lot of issues. Like, I have seizures today and some sort of like, sometimes I have cognitive issues, like finding the right word. It very much mimics like a stroke victim. Those things are slowly getting better. But as soon as I had him, came home, I started noticing like something different than after any of my other pregnancies. Just could barely get through the day. I mean, watching the clock like minute by minute. And I was holding him on the couch, and I had a seizure, and I ended up dropping him. And that was sort of my breaking point. I told my mom, I need to go. I need to go into a hospital somewhere. Something is not right. I don't know. Like, mentally, I'm not okay. And so we went, and I ended up doing like a mother baby program. It was a 6 weeks inpatient program for mothers who experience these postpartum issues, postpartum depression, anxiety, psychosis. And most likely it was because I didn't get to see him right away. We had bonding issues. He was born with a club foot, and I very much took that personally, that my body did that to him, and I felt really, really bad about that. And it was something that like I couldn't look at personally. And so I finished program and did good, but after that I still didn't feel like me. Mm-hmm. And so I had left my house and came to stay with my parents, and I'm currently still going to a daily program, a DBT daily program, which is helping me so much and has made a huge difference in my life, where I had just gotten to the point where I could see Logan and be with him, and I wouldn't feel any anxiety or guilt or bad feelings. He was finally like bringing me joy and happiness. He was like one of my other regular kids. I was finally getting there. And my husband had texted me and, said that he was so happy to see me get joy out of this, and how he thought therapy was working so well for me, and he was so proud of me. And 2 days later, he served me with divorce papers at my parents' house. Oh.
It's okay, just breathe.
I have my 14-year-old and my 4-year-old here, but he has stolen my baby and refuses to give him back, saying that if Logan is in my care, that I will kill him. And I have a really good lawyer, and I mean, they're working real hard. But with COVID, the family courts are not moving anywhere. And to just get to that point to where I wanted to see him, and he was bringing me so much joy and peace, and even with everything, never ever had I had a thought of hurting him. It was just a bonding issue. I didn't feel bonded to him for what I went through. I never once said anything about hurting him. I never had the thought of hurting him.
Right.
Nothing. So he just made up the lie to keep him. I don't know why. I never saw this coming ever. I mean, it came out of nowhere to just get to this point where I was so like happy that this was in my past and I'm done and I can go live a happy life now, and just everything has been flipped upside down. And I have missed all the firsts. I missed his first birthday. I missed his first steps. I missed his first Mother's Day. It's speculation that if maybe I would have just shut up and not asked for help,
No.
that maybe this wouldn't be happening. But I needed that help. I was not okay.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
the doctors say the postpartum, you know, it's so normal and so many people go through it and this and that, and but now I am terrified to death that he's gonna try to take my other children away from me, which my lawyer has said not to worry about that because I have a letter from my psychologist saying I've met all these goals. I mean, we're talking, this is a year and a half later from when I experienced these first thoughts, and I've come so far and finished 2 whole programs and still go to one daily. But I hate the fact that he's made it true that if you were to speak up and ask for help, that it can be used against you. And that's what he's trying to do. And it just breaks my heart that my whole family, I mean, I'm with my parents. My parents are awesome. I would have never made it through this without them.
Thank
But I
God.
just hope that people, even if you're afraid, getting mental help is not scary. Going to group is one of my most peaceful times of the day for me. Seeing my group members have been part of my family, and they have done so much for me, and you feel so close to them. And for anyone to pick a permanent solution, like maybe suicide or something, for a temporary feeling, really breaks my heart that they would do that.
Yeah. Yes.
And my dad's dad did that with a shotgun, and my dad found him a week later.
Mm.
And I don't think he's ever talked about it because it affects him so much. But I don't think mental health should be a negative thing at all.
It's
And
not.
shame on people who try to make it negative.
You're right. And people do try to make it negative. I think that it's awesome that you asked for help. I think that is brave. And this, this is going to be a rough time in your life. I know that, but I know someday you're going to look back and think, remember when you're going to look at Logan and say, remember when? Because we got you. We'll be here for you. We'll support you. We got you. I didn't know that you were going through all this. I did read on Twitter. She has to be strong enough through the struggle. I'm proof that it will get better. Right, Caslin? Yes. I read a little bit on Twitter. I wasn't sure if that was you or not because your name's different on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I recognize the dog, so. But, none of this is your fault. We cannot help where our mind goes. I struggle with depression, and I've been diagnosed with other things too. And I'm on medicine. I'm not ashamed of it. Just, you got to stay on the right path because you are absolutely doing the right thing.
Yeah, I'm trying. I knew it. I could feel the difference after I had him, that I didn't feel like the same mom. I didn't want to get off the couch. I didn't really want to hold him. Like, I would take care of him. I would change his diaper, do his bottle, but I didn't enjoy him. It was very different.
Yeah.
And as soon as I had that seizure and I dropped him and realized that I maybe could have really hurt him from something accidental, that was never going to happen again. And I knew from that moment on that something was different and I had to go get help.
Yes, you are doing amazing. You did the right thing. And you know what I really like is the fact that you're admitting that you didn't have that feeling. Because, listen, I think a lot of mothers go through that. And, hey, just Paula, I love your face off. I think a lot of mothers have that feeling at some point with one of their children, and they never have the guts to speak up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're ashamed. We think we're supposed to have this instant bond, love, and I'm not saying that we don't, but sometimes it's just not instant, and then you feel the guilt. So
Yeah.
I think I admire you for just admitting that. I admire you.
And the first place that I went to was at HCMC, and it was called the Mother Baby Program. And you could either bring your baby with you or you could leave him at home. I chose to leave him at home because he was a preemie and I didn't want him exposed to other babies and such. But to be in this room with 10 other mothers who have felt and were feeling the exact same thing, if not worse than what I was feeling, and to hear their stories, it brought me a sense of peace. Like, okay, this is maybe something I can overcome, because it's things that if you were to say to a normal person, they probably would call DCFS or call the cops or something.
Yes.
But to hear mom say, that they have these thoughts of wanting to hurt their babies, but they're just thoughts.
Yes.
And to have that be normal, but people don't understand that sometimes that is normal.
You're right.
And I'm very happy that those women went to the same place too. So they ended up not acting out on those thoughts, but instead realized that they needed help as well. And it's actually really hard to walk into that place every day because they had also, which I didn't find out till later, an abortion clinic on like the 10th floor. And every day when we walked in those doors, we were bombarded with people throwing pamphlets in our face.
Oh.
Telling us that we were going to kill our babies. And don't have an abortion. You're going to kill your child. You're going to kill your baby. And I remember one day I just turned around, just started bawling, and looked at this old guy in the face and said, "You've seen me, what, 10 times in 2 weeks?" I said, "There is a group of women up there who are going through one of the hardest times of their life. Do you think we need to have these pamphlets thrown in our face? Do you think I've had 10 abortions in 2 weeks?"
Oh.
And that was just something difficult to go through.
Oh, I can't imagine. Oh, I can't imagine. And I'm glad that's, when you go, that's kind of like when you go to an NA or an AA meeting, hearing other people's stories actually does help you to know you're not alone. So I'm not comparing, but the stigma on mental health and the stigma on addiction, I guess I am comparing in a way, but we do have to break the stigma on those things because, but the mental health, you can't help what you go through, but thank God there was others in there that understood.
Yeah, and very, very wonderful group leaders, counselors who know just the right things to say to you and how to make you feel okay when what you're saying is really not okay.
Yeah.
But they know how to bring it to a place and show you that you're not the only one who has been going through this, and you will come out the other side at some point, and that you just have to stick with it to come out the other side. And it won't be easy, and it's not a quick thing. You're pregnant for 9 months. You're not going to get fixed in 24 hours. So,
Right. Well put.
But I think that's just a big thing that's not talked about. I have suffered the infertility process and had to go through IVF. I've lost the baby at 12 weeks, and I've also been now on the other side of this, going through this. So I want people to know that mental illness isn't necessarily something you're just born with. It can come into your life at any moment in time for any reason. And it'll probably scare the hell out of you at that moment. But don't just sit there and suffer in silence. Just to get up and go to a doctor and say something. That's the first step, and they can help you get to where you need to go.
Hashtag break the stigma. I love that. You have can you see the chat? You have so much support.
I knew I would come up here and probably cry the whole time, so I'm sorry for that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for getting help. I'm proud of you for having the courage to talk about it. Like I said, I wish more people would talk about it, and more women would say, I didn't immediately bond, or I didn't this, I didn't that. I wish. So no, don't ever apologize for how you feel, because you can't help how you feel. Helen says, can I just say that I think that Katie is incredibly brave to get up here and share these most vulnerable thoughts and feelings with us. She's amazing. Agree.
Oh, thank you guys. Now I'm just trying to focus on getting my baby back, and then I feel like the world will be right.
And this whole COVID thing is what is probably, like you said, holding the process back. But I think once that we get through that, then you're on the home stretch. You've got it.
Yeah. Yeah, because my lawyer said if it wasn't for COVID, we could have filed like an emergency petition and gotten him back to you within 24 hours and this and that. But because he has claimed this outright lie, and I mean, legally, I could just go take him, but that wouldn't look good for me. And I'm in the long run trying to get it so that I have full custody in the long run. So if I have to sit tight and just bear through it for a little while longer, then that's what I'm going to do, because I would rather have him for the rest of my life than do anything to compromise my case at this moment.
Yes. Yes.
And that person, it's a whole nother heartbreak, but I have made my peace with that, because someone who loved me wouldn't have done that to me.
Oh.
So I don't think I don't know. Nobody in my family, nobody ever saw it coming.
Can I ask how long y'all were married?
5 years. Yeah, we were married for 5 years and nothing was wrong. We never had like big fights or nothing. We lived on a farm and he worked all day long, and I stayed at home and watched the kids all day long. I mean, he was gone from 5 in the morning till 9 at night, and I was at home with the children. And that's just how it was. And so, in the long run, that'll help me, because I've always been their sole provider. And he does not have the capability of taking care of those children with his job. So hopefully that'll all come out right in the end.
It will. It actually will. And I think when you get through this, he's going to regret losing you too, So there's that. And yeah, you will find somebody who loves you, Katie. Be picky. Be very picky.
I hope so. And then there's part of me sometimes that thinks, oh, good God, 3 kids and baggage. Who's going to deal with that?
But listen, I thought that I had 2 kids, and I thought I'm going to just be, and I really did. I thought I'm going to just go ahead and raise these kids and be by myself, and because nobody's going to want me. And how old do you mind me asking how old you are?
No, I'm 34.
Okay, you're young. I was really young, younger than that actually, but I still was set on I was going to be alone. And then I met somebody who didn't care that I had, quote unquote baggage, you know, he actually, stepped up and became the father that they needed after my first husband passed away. And so it really turned out. I mean, listen, I don't know how you feel about God or what, but God, his plan, it never fails us. We may not like the route that he takes us, but he's got an ending planned. That's just my opinion. I know some people don't believe that. That's what got me through a lot of the hard times.
No, I feel the same way. I'm very religious as well, and I know that we don't always understand it, but God only gives us what He knows we can handle, and we come out stronger in the end. And then we look back on it and we say, wow.
I love you too, lip gloss.
That was crazy.
My first husband, he kept my kids away from me one time, and I remember the pain. But my lawyer told me, said, there's nothing worse that he can do through, because we were going through a divorce. He said, there's nothing worse that he could do than keep those kids away from you, because that goes against everything the courts believe in. So it really did hurt him in the end. So
yeah, that's exactly what my lawyer said too, especially because he refused to give them to me for Mother's Day. He said that speaks volumes of him.
It does.
And then I've offered plenty of times to give him every other weekend, and he's refused because he thinks he deserves to have them all the time. And so with his refusal and then him not letting me see him once and making me miss all these firsts with him when he's not even parenting him, he's just throwing him in his mom's house and then going to the farm. So
well, that's usually what men do. No offense to the men, but their moms end up, right, Kimberly, right. God bless you. And I know this will work out. I'm just impressed with you. And are you still selling off the subject a little bit? Are you still doing the Color Street nails, or are you taking a break from that?
no, I'm still doing that. They had just a huge it went through the roof after COVID came and all the beauty salons closed. We sold out and we just got restocked. So I have a whole bunch coming. All the consultants were out of them. We sold out of everything because nobody can go to the nail salon anymore. So people were buying the nails like crazy.
They want to know, how can they order? Do you have a link, or they just go to your Twitter? Do you still have that link on Twitter? Let me tell you.
I think I do, but if you just go on Facebook and type in Katie Seifert, my web page comes up.
Okay, I'm going to type in the chat how to spell your name. Hold on, I'll put it in here. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all can get these nails, she sent me some to try, and I found out that we weren't allowed to do a stream and sell them on YouTube. For the ones that are selling any multi-level marketing thing, I think it's against terms of service to have a stream doing that. But anyway, she sent me some, and they are the best. Like, they don't come off. They didn't chip. I did put a clear coat over mine.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, but once I put that clear coat, and I used the clear coat I used was just the Sally Hansen clear coat. Awesome. They're they're never more than $13, right?
Right. Yeah, it's 11, 12, and 13, and it's always buy 3 get 1 free. And the French manicures are always buy 1 get 1 free.
I wonder how much of the husband's parents' decision was to take the child. You gotta, mysteries revealed. I'm telling you, I can tell the people that's been through it because, yeah, I think a lot of times it is the husband's parents that push for it.
Yeah.
It's
And that,
SEIFERT.
yep. SEIFERT. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to like start a war with you and your in-laws or anything, but a lot of times it is absolutely the husband's parents.
I didn't think that because they were such nice people, but I had written his mom a letter in the beginning. I wanted her to know that I just didn't up and leave the family for like no reason. So I had written her a letter explaining like the feelings that I had and why I knew I needed to leave to get help. I needed to leave to be a better mom in the end. And when I left, I didn't leave all my children. I took them with me and to my mom's house, and my mom watched them for me while I continued to get better. But to her, it probably looked like I up and left him and took the kids. But I wrote her a letter explaining everything and letting her know that I was sorry if I hadn't always been like to every family party, if she looked at that wrong, and explained to her what I was going through and what had happened to me, because the birth alone was extremely traumatic. Um, when I had my epidural, my blood pressure tanked, and I had my dad and my sister and my brother in the room on the couch next to me, and I kept going in and out of consciousness, and I would no sooner lose consciousness and they would get me back with medication, and I would maybe get like a minute, and then bam, I'd go out again. And I just remember like turning my head and looking at them sitting on the sofa, thinking my family is sitting here and they are going to watch me die going through this, and that's going to affect them for the rest of their life. And so I wanted her to know that my birth was not a normal birth. It was very traumatic and very not a happy, normal birth. And I wrote it to her, and it has now become part of the court case. So she gave it to lawyers to use against me. So
Mm. God bless you. I can try to grab the direct link. But she said if you go on Facebook, it's, let me see if I can find it on Facebook.
my other name comes up too, and Sanders is a lot easier to spell. So if you type in Katie Sanders, it'll come up too.
That is actually a lot easier. Sanders.
And ironically, it's a picture of me and my husband, so I guess I better change that.
Let me see. Well, I'm not sure if I can find you right now, but we'll find it. We'll find. Oh, wait. Somebody. There. Nikki's on it. Nikki's always on it.
Well, I'm getting ready to tuck in. The 4-year-old is over here looking at me while I'm balling on the phone.
Well, thank you so much for coming up and sharing everything. And everybody, go buy Color Street nails. I promise you, you won't regret it. They're easy to put on and they stay on. And
And that's not just a tactic, because I never heard of these things until someone made me try them, and that's how I got hooked. And the lady was like, dude, you need to sell these because you're buying enough yourself. Just sign up to get the discount for yourself. And so I signed up, but then I liked selling them too. So that's how I got started.
Yeah, they're really good. And y'all know where I work, and they didn't come off at work. That's my main thing, is them not coming off at work. No, you're not, Nikki. That's the right one. Katie Sanders Seifert.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, but well, it's a picture of your dog. If that makes you feel better, it's not.
Oh, that's good. That's my Rosie girl. She's been my rock. She's here right beside me too.
Definitely buying nails. Good, good. Well, maybe we've helped you out in that way too. You just hang in there and keep doing you, because I think you're doing it great. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And thank you for letting me come up and being very nice to me on my first panel speaking.
Great. You did. And the dog with a pacifier in its mouth is always going to win.
Well, thank you so much, Randy. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, sweet girl.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was beautiful. That was something else. This really turned out to be wonderful and sweet, and P-Day. God bless her. Everybody keep her in your prayers. If you can go buy nails, just let her know we're thinking about her. I promise y'all won't be sorry about the nails. And we'll just stay on top of it and make sure we see where she is and how she's doing. Yes, you did wonderful. Okay, before I get off here, anybody else want to come up? If not, I'm going to go. Lots of nails. Oh, P-Day. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being so supportive. And thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the new members. It won't be long till I do the giveaway. And I'll do a stream about that. All right. I love you all. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all.